Against my better judgment, I am doing Bookmas. Hello and welcome back to my channel. It is Vlogmas day. I prepared myself for this. It's Vlogmas day 5 and today I am doing my brain is not working. Today I'm doing my 2025 anticipated reads. Okay, so ow. This whole year I've been collecting data and I have come up with a list of anticipated reads. Now, I just want to preface this by saying that I have not read some of the books that are part of these series. I just had a feeling that I was going to enjoy these series when I do eventually read them, so I have been keeping track of new release dates. So that is why some of these that I have not read yet are on here. You will see what I mean in a bit. I don't know if I'm going to give the description of every single book. There are 22 books on here, so I don't know if I'm going to give the rundown on every single one. We'll just have like a little chit-chatty video. All of my videos are very chit-chatty, so I don't know what I meant by that. Yes, so these are all of the books that I am keeping an eye out for in 2025. Again, some of them I'll let you know if I've started the series or not. So let's get into it. I might give a description or I might just give why I'm looking out for it. So let us get started. I feel like especially if it's the next book in the series, I don't know that I'm going to give a description about that. So this book was in my December TBR. So we're starting with January, mind you, obviously. This book is in my December TBR, so I am trying to still get to it by the end of the year. But the first book that I am looking out for in January is Heavenly Bodies by Imani Eriu. So Heavenly Bodies is being traditionally published on January 14. It was previously expected November 26. This actually was first published in 2022. So it is being traditionally published on January 14, 2025. I want to go into that book blind, so I'm not going to look into the description, but I do know it is about, I'm gonna say, the moon, celestials, and such and such. The first line of the book description says, "I defy the stars." So, oh no! So I guess the stars are cruel and merciless gods, but whatever, ignore that. Yes, I'm excited to finally get to that because before I realized what was indie publishing, I was looking for this book when I first started reading. I was looking for this book at Barnes & Noble, not knowing that it was indie published. So I did end up just ordering it online, and I'm really excited to get to it. So I'm hoping that I do get to it. That is my priority right after I finish Quicksilver. Okay, the next book that I am on the lookout for is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. And yes, I know I have not read Fourth Wing yet, but I feel like I'm going to enjoy it. I'm a little bit scared for Iron Flame because I feel like that one has a lot of mixed reviews. But I feel like I'm going to like Fourth Wing a lot, so I'm excited to get to that eventually. But yes, Onyx Storm does come out the 21st of January. And the last book I have pre-ordered for January is for January 28th, and it is The Night is Defying by Chloe C. Peñaranda, which is part of the Nightfall trilogy. The first book, I have the first book, I haven't read it yet, but it's The Stars Are Dying. So I'm excited because those books are gorgeous. This one is purple, and I think it's just the special edition is very, very pretty. I don't even know if it's special edition. I think it's just the standard edition is this beautiful. Okay, so now we're getting to the books that I actually did write down because I wasn't keeping track of January for some reason. And for February 4th, Wet by Ali Hazelwood is coming out. And no, it's not actually called Wet, but it was originally called Wet, and the title was changed to Deep End. But this is a college sports romance. I believe they're both swimmers. I think the cover looks gorgeous. I'm very curious to see what this is about. Again, I don't really want to read what it is about because, again, I just love going into books blind. I'll read the little description, add to my list, forget what it's about, and just whenever the book gets into my hands and I open it and I read it, that is when I find out what it is like truly about. I will try my best not to look up anything about a book. So that is February 4th. February 11th, Scythe and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver is releasing. This is the third book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. So this book is going to center around Rose and Finn. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Finn. It's spelled Fionn, but is it Fion? I don't know, but I was very curious about this couple when I first read Butcher and Blackbird. I have yet to read Leather and Lark, but I really enjoyed the first one. Kind of, again, another theme here, scared about the second one, but yes, this is on my radar for 2025. And lastly for February is February 18th, Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli. The second book in the the Crimson Moth series is releasing. And no, I did not end up reading this in the fall, but I truly believe that I will love this book. Everyone has spoken so highly about it, so I am so excited to get to that and definitely get to that before the second book comes out. So, yes. Okay, so March is a little bit stacked. March 4th, Wildside by Elsie Silver, which is the third book in the Rose Hill series, is coming out. I have yet to finish the Chestnut Spring series, but because I loved Flawless, I gave that book a 5 stars, and I love that book so much. I just feel like I will continue to love all of Elsie Silver's books, so I am keeping an eye on her release dates. So that is the first release of March that I am looking out for. The second release is March 11th, and it's called Fan Service by Rosie Dannon. I saw that this was a paranormal romance, which I didn't expect it to be a paranormal romance, but yes, I liked the cover. First of all, I think the cover looks great. And it is a paranormal rom-com about werewolves. And it has to do with like a werewolf detective show, internet fandom, and stuff like that. So I feel like it's right up my alley. I'm hoping I can relate to the female main character. It sounds like it's gonna be a good time. So that is one that I'm excited about for February. Just kidding, for March. And the next book is March 18th, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is going to be Hamish's story of his Hunger Games, and I am so excited for this book. I have not read the Hunger Games since, I read the first Hunger Games in 2012. 2012? That's a lot of years. 2012. I don't know if I read the second and third book. If I did, I didn't log it in Goodreads, but it's been a minute. It's been 12 years since I read the first Hunger Games, but my boyfriend and I, when we watched all of the Hunger Games movies, we were talking about how we would love to see, I think this was before the book was even announced, and then after we were talking about how we would love to see like Hamish's Hunger Games, and I feel like that would be such a great story. And then the book was announced and we were just like, whoa. But anyways, I'm really excited about that. I'll probably reread the Hunger Games and then read the rest of the trilogy, and then, or first read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So yes, I might have a whole Hunger Games reading vlog in March when that comes out. I'm excited for that. Oh, I scared myself. On March 20th, Lady of the Lake by C.N. Crawford and Alex Rivers comes out. This is the third book in this, oh my god, in the Fae Spy Academy series. I have only read the first book, which is Avalon Tower, but again, I really enjoyed that book. I read it in one day. Um, it was a 5-star read for me. I had a really great time. And Lady of the Lake, if you know, you know. I'm excited for that, what that may entail. Actually, I guess I don't know what that might entail in the context of this story, but like in the context of Arthurian legend, I am excited. So, yes. That is all for March, I believe. Let me check my Amazon really quick. Yep. The next month, April, has a few more books. So, on April 1st, Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez is releasing. I have seen people with the ARC saying that this is a tear-inducing story. I loved Part of Your World. I still have yet to get into the rest of that series, but again, I just fell in love with that first book so much so that I am going to be keeping Abby Jimenez on my radar. And I'm excited for Say You'll Remember Me. I don't know what it's about. I am pretty much gonna go in blind as far as I know, unless people start to talk about it, which I have seen a few of my booktubers talking about it, so yeah, for now, I don't know what it's about. On April 8th, Fearless by Lauren Roberts, which is the third book in the Powerless trilogy, comes out. I have yet to read Powerless. However, I'm hoping that I love it as much as a lot of the people that I watch love it, or I'll enjoy this fantasy series very much, even if it's not like insanely, I don't know, life-changing, you know, like how Spark of the Everflame was for me. Like, even if it's not, I'm hoping it is just a fantasy story that I enjoy very much. And I'm hoping to get to that next year. I mean, especially with the trilogy coming to an end, I would like to get on that already. Also on April 8th, Enchantra by Kaylee Smith is going to release. This is Wicked Games #2. The first book was Phantasma. I soft DNF'd the first book, not because I wasn't enjoying myself, but because I think I just picked it up at the wrong time. Again, I got kind of slumpy, and every book I picked up in November, except for Quicksilver, I have not continued with. But they're not like actual DNFs; they're just soft DNFs. Like, I picked up the book at the wrong time, and that unfortunately Phantasma falls under as well. But I am excited to get into it. I've heard so many good things, and honestly, the cover for Enchantra is just gorgeous. It's purple. Phantasma was already beautiful, but Enchantra, she's the one. On April oh, I can't read. On April 15th, Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage, which is the fourth book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, comes out. I feel like she's been releasing these books so fast. I swear. Done and Dusted came out last year, but Swift and Saddled and Lost and Lassoed both came out this year, and then Wild and Wrangled is coming out next year. So again, I have not read this series yet. However, because of how well I reacted to my first, oh hello Momo, because of how, ow! Because of how well I reacted to the first cowboy small romance that I read. Look at my baby. Ow. I have very high hopes for Lost and Lassoed, like the Rebel Blue Ranch series, and so I'm just keeping an eye on release dates and such. The next book that I am anticipating is going to release on April 22nd, and it's Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I have yet to read an Emily Henry book. Actually, I did soft DNF People We Meet on Vacation. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was that one. And I don't know, I have this feeling that I'm going to be a big Emily Henry girly. His hand is just in my jacket. I feel like I'm gonna be a big Emily Henry girly. I feel like I'm gonna have a very strong connection to her work. So I'm still gonna keep an eye. I'm keeping an eye. And I don't know what this book is about. Ew, so much hair. However, I'm looking forward to finally getting into Emily Henry's books because I have FOMO. I really have FOMO. Yes. On April 28th, A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana is releasing. And I don't know what this is about. I'm pretty sure it's a standalone, but she also wrote the, I'm not even going to try. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, and I gave that one, I think I gave it more than 4 stars, but obviously on Goodreads you can't do half ratings and stuff, but I really enjoyed that book, and so I am looking forward to any of her other releases. So that one comes out in April, and I'm very excited for it. I'm not even gonna wait until spooky season to read it. I'm just gonna read it. So on May 27th, A Fate Forged in Fire by Hazel McBride is releasing. This one, I believe I added it to my TBR because Rachel of Raven Haired Reader rated it very highly. So any book any book she suggests automatically goes onto my TBR because my taste in reading has been very similar to hers. So any book she says I should read, I'm gonna read. I'm going to read every single thing she tells me to. So she thought that one. Here, let me see. Rachel gave it 4 stars, so I'm excited. This says, to become the first queen in centuries, a powerfully blessed blacksmith must use her wits and fire magic to overthrow the corrupt powers ruling her kingdom, while also fighting her growing desire for one of her. Oh, I thought that was gonna stop at one of her dragons. For one of her dragon riding adversaries in the first book of a sizzling Celtic inspired fantasy romance duology. I don't know, that sounds exciting and I can't wait to read it. Moving on to June, I have June 10th, Never Been Shipped by Alicia Thompson. From what I saw, this is about a band that was, I don't know if it was popular in high school or just popular when they were younger, and then they broke up after their second album, and then they're doing a like concert on a cruise ship, and then stuff happens where she's like, ooh, my bandmate is so cutie patootie. And that is really all I know about it. However, I have been wanting to read Alicia Thompson's books because she wrote Love in the Time of Serial Killers and With Love from Cold World and The Art of Catching Feelings, and I've heard, well, the first two I haven't really heard much about, but I wanted to read those on my own. I actually have a picture of this book on my phone from when I wasn't reading, so when I didn't pick up reading yet again. So I do want to read that eventually. And then I did hear a lot of good things about The Art of Catching Feelings, so I do want to get to Never Been Shipped eventually. Next, I have June 17th, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I don't know what it's about. However, I loved the 7-Year Slip so much that I am willing to pick up everything she writes. I have yet to read The Dead Romantics. Is that what it's called? And I have yet to pick up a novel love story, but those are high up on my list of reads for next year. Hopefully, I really did love the 7-Year Slip, so I feel like I'm going to like her other work very much as well. So that is on my radar. I don't have any books in July. So let me check my Amazon real quick. No, I don't have any books in July. So, August 5th, I have Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayra. This is the 3rd book in the Assistant to the Villain series. I have not read Accomplice. No, I just said that. Apprentice to the Villain yet, but I thought Assistant to the Villain was really fun. That one I would say is like a palate cleanser fantasy for when I want to stay in the fantasy world, but I don't want like deep world building. So yeah, I definitely did enjoy the first book. I am going to get back into that. I need to. I want to. So yeah. On August 12th, I have Love at First Sighting by Mallory Marlowe. I do not know what this is about. I did not even read the sneak preview that was in Love and Other Conspiracies. I don't believe this is a series. I don't think so. I think this is a standalone. However, I loved Love and Other Conspiracies so much. I've pretty much thought about that book every single day. I already want to reread it, and it's only been like 2 months, I think. I think I read it in October. I am excited for anything Mallory Marlowe puts out. I'm following her on Instagram, which is very rare for me to actually follow an author on Instagram. I only follow her and Pencol, I believe. I could be wrong. But yes, I am very excited for this. If you have not read Love and Other Conspiracies yet, I definitely recommend it. I think it is such a cute book. And I think I'm definitely going to reread it very soon. And I think I'm going to annotate it this time because I read it on my Kindle. Just kidding. I read it on my iPad. So I have like a lot of things highlighted, but I have not read the physical copy. So I kind of want to read my physical copy and then annotate it because it was so cute. I don't have anything for September. Again, I've been collecting this data throughout the year, and I missed a few months, but let me check my Amazon. Nope, no more books on Amazon. So I don't know. There's probably a lot of books that I have seen that I'm interested in reading that are coming out next year in September or the other months that I didn't list. And there are actually a lot of other books that I haven't listed here. But yes, so unfortunately I don't have anything for September. Next in October, October 7th, The Ballad of Falling Dragons by Sarah A. Parker, which is the second book in the Moonfall series, is coming out. The first book was When the Moon Hatched. This book was beautiful. I am very excited for the second book, and I hope it is just as beautiful, just as magical as the first. I definitely think this is going to be like a pre-order, start reading the day of type of book because I don't know. I want to know what's going on. What am I up to? But yeah, I'm excited for that. And in November, I have. So I don't know if this is an official date. Oh, I should mention, all of these dates are what I saw on either Instagram, good of the official like author's page or an official announcement, or on Goodreads at the time of when I typed it, because again, I had been collecting this data throughout the year, so I'm not entirely sure if dates have changed, but as of filming, this is everything that I had written. So yes. So on Goodreads, it says that November 18th, the untitled Fae and Alchemy Book 2 by Callie Hart is releasing. However, what I've seen from like official announcements is that it's just going to come out in fall of 2025. So this is the second book in the Quicksilver series. I am currently reading that and I am having a great time, a dandy old time. So I'm looking forward to the second book in the series, which I'm most likely going to have to reread the first book when this comes out because that is a very long time from now. And I don't have any books in December, surprisingly. Again, I probably do. I just didn't write them down because I didn't want to like overload this, especially because it's a video and it's probably going to be 900 hours long if I do end up like actually telling you every single book that I am going to be. Keep it in mind for 2025. And there are two books where the date is unknown. So the first book, which probably should have been the first book I said because this is my most anticipated read of the entire year, is Burn of the Everflame by Pencol, which is the fourth and final book in the Kindred's Curse saga. That will be, hopefully, unsure, releasing in 2025. Penn has acknowledged that there are rumors of the release date, but she is not announcing the release date until she is sure that she is happy with the end result of Burn of the Everflame. And so I'm just going to keep my faith in her. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to stay patient and just wait. However, hopefully it comes out in 2025. If it doesn't, that's fine. But if it does, it is my most anticipated read of the entire year. And finally, I have We Who Will Die by Stasia Stark. This is a new trilogy that is coming out. She wrote A Court This Cruel and Lovely. Is that what it's called? I had that book on my TBR very early on in the year. Yes, A Court This Cruel and Lovely, which is part of the Kingdom of Lies series, but this is a new trilogy that is coming out. Do I know what this is about? Hold on. It is pitched as The Vampire Diaries meets Gladiator in a high fantasy world of power-hungry royals and vengeful gods to Laura O. That part, not more. Yes, so this is a new trilogy that is coming out in 2025, and I am honestly excited because I think when I finally get to A Court This Cruel and Lovely that I am going to enjoy that series very much. So these are the 22, I think, books that I am going to keep my eye out for in 2025. I am really excited to read so much more in 2025 and get to these books by these authors that I have loved their books, or I see the potential of how I'm going to feel about their books. So I don't know, I'm just excited to get to some new reads, to start some new series, to start reading from new authors, or not new authors, but new to me authors. And yeah, thank you for watching Vlogmas Day. I forgot again. Vlogmas Day 5. I hope you join me again tomorrow, or I hope you, if this is your first video that you've seen of me, I hope you go back through the other Vlogmas videos because they're there for you. 4 of them before this one are there. Okay, I'm just being annoying now. I'm gonna go eat. Goodbye. Have a great day. Okay.